Okay, correct these sentences. Guys, please put a ice cube in their lemonade. So let's do the obvious, of course. We need to capitalize please. This is the first word in a sentence, so that makes it a proper noun in this sentence. Please put a ice cube in their lemonade. Guys, look what I'm going to do here. Hopefully you got rid of the A because it absolutely has to be changed to and. Now, why? Well, the reason why is because the next word starts with a vowel. And every time the next word starts with a vowel, it has to be an. Please put an ice cube in their lemonade. Okay, I'm going to put a period at the end and circle it, indicating that we had to put it there. Now, guys, this is the wrong there. This is a possessive there. So it should, hopefully you did this, but it should be spelled. That's the possessive there. Okay, I think that's it for that sentence. Number 2. Oh boy, we got a lot going on in number 2. Mr. Maston asked, who's ordering school lunch today? Okay, so guys, let's do the obvious first. Let's just get rid of the obvious. Let's capitalize what we're supposed to capitalize. Okay, we always capitalize names, of course. So let's make sure we do that. I think that's it. And let's do some of the little stuff too. Mr., of course, we need a period after that title. Mr. Maston asked, who's ordering school lunch today? Okay, we got done with some of that little stuff. Now let's get to the tricky stuff, the tough stuff. Okay, Mr. Maston asked. Guys, Mr. Maston asked, I'm going to put a box around this because this is the speech tag. This is telling us we have dialogue here, so we're going to need quotations. All right, I'm going to get rid of that so we can look at it normally. Mr. Maston asked, comma. We need a comma after the speech tag. So you need to have a comma right there. That's one of those comma rules we have to know. Mr. Maston asked. Now, what did Mr. Maston ask? Well, he said, who's ordering school lunch today? Therefore, this is technically the beginning of the sentence. So we need to capitalize that. Okay, now, since this is what he's saying, we need to put this in quotations because this is dialogue. So we need to have quotations around what he says. So make sure you have those on your paper. Who's ordering school lunch today? Now, that's a question. So at the end here, before the quotation, before this last quotation, I'm going to put the question mark, okay? Because he's asking a question. Now, one more thing. This is the wrong whose. So you can do two things. You can either put whose or who is. Either one's okay. All right, let's go to number 3. Identify this part of a friendly letter. Guys, it is always up on the board. You can see it if you look up right now, the poster. It says parts of a friendly letter. And this is the closing. So number 3 is the closing. So make sure you have that written on your paper if you don't. Simile or metaphor. The old man's hair was as white as snow. Guys, the reason why we use figurative language is to create pictures in our mind. And the old man's hair was as white as snow. Now we can actually see the old man's hair. Just saying it was white doesn't really help us, but white as snow, now I can picture it. Now, is it a simile or metaphor? Well, you have a 50-50 shot here, but it's obvious because all similes use like, as, or than. And you can see right here, they have used, I'm going to put a box around it actually. I think that'll be fun. They've used as. So we know immediately that it is a simile. Metaphors are actually the exact same thing as similes, but they do not use like, as, or than. But both similes and metaphors compare two things. In this case, we're comparing the old man's hair and snow. But they used as, so it's a simile. Circle the adverb in this sentence. The adverb, well, the adverb is the word that describes, guess what? The verb. You can see the word verb in adverb. Adverbs describe verbs. Treat the new kitten gently so you don't injure it. Well, this is a command. Treat the new kitten gently. They're talking directly to you. So technically, the subject is you. They're saying you, treat the new kitten gently. Well, the adverb describes the verb. How should you treat This is the verb right here. I'll put a box around it. How should you treat? That's the verb. But how should you treat the new kitten? Well, you should treat the new kitten gently. So this is your answer right here. Right here is your answer. I'll draw an arrow to the adverb. There you go. Now, a trick, guys, a trick. If you ever see a word that ends in ly, it's almost always the adverb. Okay.